My wife's sister falsely accused me of plagiarism, and my wife believed her. She took her side. My life unraveled. Now, with the truth finally out, she's begging me to drop the charges. I'm Oliver Grant, 34, and 3 years ago, if you'd asked me where I'd be now, I wouldn't have pictured sitting in my kitchen at 2 a.m., wondering how life turned into a soap opera. I'm a wildlife photographer. Sounds glamorous, but most days it's long hours, minimal pay, and surviving on ramen. I love it. Being out in the wilderness, waiting for a rare bird or elk to appear, beats cubicle life any day. Then I met Julia. She's a high school biology teacher who actually understands what I do. She doesn't just see a pretty landscape. She sees the ecosystems, the science behind every shot. That was the sexiest thing anyone had ever said to me. We connected immediately, and a year and a half later, I proposed at a clearing in the mountains at sunset. She said yes. Our wedding was small but perfect. And then there was her sister, Tara. At first, I shrugged off her drama. She was going through a divorce, and Julia wanted to support her. But over time, it became clear Tara wasn't just in pain. She was controlling our lives. Phone calls, surprise visits, guilt trips. Our days revolved around her crises. When Julia got pregnant, it should have been a reprieve, something ours. But Tara moved into the guest room to help with the baby. Overnight, she became the authority on everything. Feeding schedules, diaper changes, sleep routines. If I tried to do something, she'd step in, correct me, and give Julia a look that undermined me. Ivy, our daughter, responded to Tara's experience, not magic, and Julia praised her sister while I struggled to find my footing. I tried to be patient, to put my family first. I thought it was temporary. But Tara wasn't just helping. She was replacing me. 3 days on a Yellowstone assignment, and I returned to find Julia exhausted, Ivy weak and crying upstairs, and Tara orchestrating everything as if she belonged more than I did. That's when I realized the storm wasn't temporary. It was building, and it had been there from the moment Julia introduced me to her sister. I'm Oliver Grant, 34, a wildlife photographer whose life spiraled into chaos thanks to my wife's sister, Tara. I met Julia at a gallery show, fell in love with her intelligence and kindness, and we built a life together, dreaming of a family. But Tara, always lurking in the background, began inserting herself into every part of our lives, first subtly, then aggressively. When Julia got pregnant with our daughter Ivy, Tara moved in to help. But it quickly became clear she wasn't there to support us. She was undermining me, micromanaging every interaction with Ivy, and slowly turning Julia against me. The breaking point came during a 3-day assignment in Yellowstone. I returned to find Tara lying in wait. While I changed Ivy's diaper, she accused me of abuse and called 911. Within 20 minutes, I was handcuffed, accused, and separated from my daughter. My wife initially believed her. Fortunately, security cameras in the nursery captured everything. Tara attacking me while I held Ivy, my attempts to protect her, and Tara's calculated lie. Charges were dropped, but the damage was done. Julia's trust had been shattered, and Tara's manipulation left deep scars. Even with evidence, rebuilding what was broken was going to take much more than the cameras could provide. Now family court looms as Julia, still influenced by Tara, files for divorce and custody. My fight is far from over, and I have to navigate, not only proving my innocence, but reclaiming my place in my daughter's life. After months of chaos, I was finally digging through evidence to expose Tara's manipulation. Diana, my attorney, subpoenaed everything: text messages, phone records, even Tara's therapy notes. They painted a terrifying picture of someone obsessing over Julia and Ivy, systematically undermining me and positioning herself as the hero in our family. Meanwhile, I lived in my own home like a ghost. Julia had moved in with her parents, taking Ivy with her. I was allowed only supervised visits twice a week at a sterile, depressing community center. Ivy was growing fast. I was missing her first. Smiles, her tiny coos, the way she tracked movement with her eyes. All I could do was take pictures to prove to myself that I was still her father. Court day arrived. The courthouse was as soul-crushing as I feared. Julia sat across from me, guarded and exhausted, while Tara entered like a picture-perfect concerned aunt. But Diana had the proof. She played the nursery security footage for everyone. Me changing Ivy's diaper, Tara bursting in, attacking me while I protected my daughter, her shift from hysteria to calculated deception. The courtroom went silent. Julia's lawyer whispered, and I saw recognition and fear dawn on Julia's face. When Tara took the stand, Diana methodically exposed her pattern of interference. Text messages revealed months of planting doubt, belittling me as a father, and subtly turning Julia against me. Security footage from prior weeks showed Tara constantly stepping between me and Ivy, undermining every interaction. The pattern was undeniable. Finally, Tara snapped, "That baby should have been mine. I would have been a better wife, a better mother." The courtroom went silent. Julia and the judge froze. Tara's mask of concern was gone, replaced with raw obsession and entitlement. Her motive was clear. She wanted my family for herself. The judge acted decisively. Full temporary custody to me, supervised visitation for Julia, and a restraining order against Tara. For the first time in months, I felt hope. That night, I slept in my house with Ivy in the nursery next door, uninterrupted, her father fully present in her life again. Months later, Tara tried one last desperate attempt to manipulate me over the phone, sobbing and begging, claiming it was all a misunderstanding. I hung up. Julia called soon after, confirming Tara's antics had failed and that she had lost her job, license, and credibility. The legal battle was over, but the scars remained. Julia and I started therapy to rebuild trust. We learned to communicate honestly, rebuild the marriage brick by brick, and navigate co-parenting with honesty. Ivy thrived, walking, babbling, resilient in a way adults struggle to be. Tara faced criminal charges for false reporting, assault, and emotional abuse. When Julia asked me to drop the charges, I couldn't. The person who had tried to destroy us didn't deserve mercy. Some bridges once burned should stay that way.